Hello, my name is Rickard, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add atmosphere in Photoshop. Let's get started. All right, let's go to File, Open. We're going to open the DNG file called DTLA Street 146. And this is a photo I took of my friend in downtown LA. All right, so first we're going to make a few adjustments here. Primarily, I want to just bring up the shadows so that we have a little more detail in our darks, and also adjust the temperature of the image so that it's not so warm. All right, so let's change this to 2400. Let's bring up the exposure by 1, and let's bring down the highlights by, let's say, 40, and bring up the shadows by 60. I'm also going to add just a little bit of texture and a little bit of clarity. And in the detail, I'm going to do a little bit of noise reduction, just 45, 45, and 45. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to go down and click on this link at the bottom here. Make sure it's going to be opening 16 bits. And that's it. And then I'm going to say Open Image. Okay, so here's our image, and what I want to do is I want to separate him from the background because I'm going to be adding a lot of atmosphere to this background, and I want him to basically be in front of the atmosphere that I add. Also, by separating him, I can add in a bunch of detail without being so worried about covering him up. So first, we're just going to make a copy of this layer by dragging it down here. Next, I'm going to use the new object selection tool and just make a square around him like this. And as you can see, it's done a relatively good job there. I'm going to now click on Select and Mask, and we're just going to zoom in here, holding down Command and the space bar to zoom. And then holding down Option with my quick selection tool, I'm just going to paint out this area here. And with my refine edge, paint out that area there. Okay, and the rest I'm gonna do in Photoshop with a mask. So let's just add a radius of 2, hit OK, and add a mask. All right, now if I turn off this layer, you can see my mask. Definitely needs a little bit of work. And we're just going to do that by painting on the mask with our brush tool using black and white. All right, so let's go on our brush. I'm going to select the soft round. Really, it doesn't matter which of these you select, but select a soft brush. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to put a background in place here so that I can see what my mask is doing. So I'm just going to create a blank layer here, and I'm going to fill that with a color that's not really in this image. So let's pick like a bright green, and then we'll just fill with our foreground color. The shortcut for that is Option Delete. All right, so now I can take the opacity of this down to 50. And now select this mask and just start painting. And I can control my brush size and feather by holding down Control and Option and dragging left and right and up and down. And I'm going to increase the opacity to 100 and then just start painting away, and we'll kind of fast forward through this. And just by hitting X, I can switch between black and white. So when you're painting on masks, just have black and white, and then you can hit X on your keyboard to either add to the mask or subtract from the mask. All right, that looks pretty good. Certainly going to be good enough for our purposes. I'm doing, adding atmosphere, not compositing, so this will do just fine. I can now throw away this extra layer, and we'll call this layer here man. All right. Okay, so now we're going to start painting in some atmosphere. So let's make a new layer. We'll call this atmosphere. I'm going to go on my brush tool. Now, I've already loaded my brushes and my overlays. So my overlays are in my library, and you can see here I've got dust, I've got water, and I've got smoke and fog. And if you go to my brushes, you can see I've got the advanced smoke, fog, dust brushes, and water brushes. And I'll include in the description of this video a link to a tutorial on how to load brushes and how to load overlays in Photoshop. And if you don't have these brushes, I'll also include a link on how to purchase them. All right, so let's go to our brushes. I'm going to go to the advanced smog and fog brushes, and I'm going to just select, let's select advanced fog 02. And let's go ahead and just paint. Okay, so you can see our brush is what it's going to do. It's creating this fog, and that looks pretty nice. I'm going to take down the diameter. I'm also going to take the opacity down to 35. And then what we're going to do is basically hold down options, select the color here, and then paint over it with that color. And we're going to do that to pretty much all the lights in this scene. And actually, I'm going to keep the opacity at 100, but I'm going to take the flow down to 35. And the difference here is with opacity at 35, no matter how much I paint, it'll never go above 35 opacity without clicking again. Whereas flow, I can start painting and go over, and it'll start multiplying on top of that 35% opacity. Okay, so now let's do the other lights here. And I'm going to put this on screen. And I want a lot of colors in my fog. It's just going to help create a little more sense of realism in our final image here. And when, during a foggy day, you're going to see most of the fog around lights, which is why I'm kind of focusing in on the lighter areas here. And I'm going to use an even bigger brush and just kind of paint all around behind him just a little more so we separate him from the background. And I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe just a little more over here, just a little up into that corner. And I feel like we're missing just a little bit here, so maybe just a little right there. Not too much, just like that. There you go. So I'm kind of happy with that. We'll call that atmosphere. The next thing I want to do is actually add a dust layer. So for this, I'm going to go to my libraries here, select my dust library, and I'm going to select the one called Dust 34. So let's find that in our library here. And it's right here. I'm just going to drag it into my file. And we're going to bring this to -55. And then hit enter. And I want to move this up here and probably rotate it. Something like that. Let's put this on screen. And all right about there looks pretty good. And we're going to just take the opacity on that down to 50 by hitting 5 on our keyboard. All right, next I'm going to get a water. So we're going to go to water, and I'm going to get the one called Water 22. And that one is here. All right, so let's drag that in. I'm going to rotate this like this, and just make it the size of our image here like that. And let's put this on screen. And I want this little highlight here to go right where this light is. And I kind of want this one to land by that window. So I think that's a pretty good spot there. Let's take the opacity on this one down as well. And I think we can take this down to 30 as well. So right about 30. Good. All right, so I'm happy with those two. Next, I'm going to add another layer, and we're going to call this Rain Droplets. And just around the lights, I want to add some rain. So I'm going to go back to my brush, and let's go to our water brushes. And down here, you're going to see the ones with the little brush next to it. These are our advanced brushes, and they're brushes that have a whole stroke set up to them. So rather than a single click, you can actually brush with these. And I'm going to use Fine Water 01. And I'm going to make this kind of small. And let's get our foreground color to be white by hitting D and then X. And let's see how that looks. Okay, a little bit too small. Make it a little bit bigger here. And there you go. All right, so now I'm just going to paint around so I have some water droplets across my scene, primarily up in the sky here. Just like that. That looks good. I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. And I want these, so not quite 90, 87 degrees. And I want to make these, let's say 40. And we're going to hit OK. And then we're just going to go here and we're going to make it do that same motion blur again. So if you go up to Filter, the first thing on your menu item here just repeats the same filter again. So as you can see, that's just stretching those out. I'm going to do that one more time. So there you go. I now have some rain falling. I'm going to take the opacity down on this to about 70. I don't want it to be full. I just want hints of it there. So pretty happy with that. All right, next we're going to make water drops. And let's go back to our brush. And I'm going to go actually to our dust brushes for this. And down to our advanced brushes. And here what I want to use is this, let's see here, probably medium dust 2. I think it's going to work quite well. Yeah, that's going to work well. Let's bring our opacity to 100, and that's getting the effect that I want, but I want it smaller. So let's take that down. You can see here what the size of my brush is as I adjust it in case that little preview up there is too fast, but around 580 pixels. And then I'm just going to paint right around just the light areas. I'm going to make it a little smaller as we do the ones farther away, maybe a little bigger as we do the ones closer to us. And that's just going to give this appearance of the light splat, or sorry, the light lighting up the raindrops that are closest to these lights. So just like that. And we can take the opacity on that down to about 80, just so that it's not full. And when you're building up atmosphere, you don't really want anything at 100%. You kind of want to take your opacity down on everything as you're working, just to get that, because you always want to see your background through everything, to give the impression that this isn't just painted or composited, but this is atmosphere that actually existed in the image. All right. Next, I'm going to create my final rain layer. And to do that, I'm going to make a new layer. We're going to call this rain. Do a little trick here. I'm going to go here in my color. I'm going to change this to 50, and that's going to give me a 50% gray. I'm going to go and fill, and then I'm going to go to filter, noise, add noise, and 40 is fine. And if we zoom in here, you can see what it's done. It's created noise that basically goes from black and then various levels of gray to white. The problem is every pixel here, basically the noise is at a pixel level, and I actually don't want it quite that deep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blur it, and we'll blur it twice. And as you can see, as I'm blurring it, look at my histogram. You can see that it's starting, we're getting rid of more and more of the black and whites and kind of just leaving everything in the middle there. So kind of happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is go Command M or image, adjustments, curves, and just bring this curve all the way to the right until I'm just getting dots. Now if we zoom in here, you can see I have far too many dots. This is going to be rain, so I don't want that many. So something like that. Now alternately, you can also use the threshold adjustment and just move this to the right until you get the desired amount of dots. So something like that. Now, again, the problem is these are all basically single pixels. So what do we do? Well, the thing we're going to do is we're going to actually just cut off about a quarter of it, do Command J to make that its own layer, and then we'll just expand that. So now these dots are bigger, as you can see there. Now I want to make them even bigger. So how do we do that? Well, we can kind of trick the computer by turning some of the pixels around it gray by just blurring. So as you can see, it's turning the pixels around in gray, and then what we'll do is we'll curve those back to white. So there you go, I've added some blur, and then we're just going to curve those back to white, and that's going to make all those dots bigger. All right, so we have a good base for our rain here. Let's put this on screen. And before I motion blur this, let's call this rain. I'm going to make a copy of it, and I can just do that by option dragging the layer. I'm going to turn off the original here, and I'm going to go again to motion blur. This time we're going to motion blur it a lot. I just really want streaks. So I've streaked this. The problem is, if I turn this back to normal, you can see that our streaks have turned into these like very, very dark gray. So time for a curve again. Command M. We'll just bring the bottom up until we see those a little bit better. So something like that. And let's put this back on. Now, oh, actually, before I put this back on screen, you can see we have these top here and here. So just Command T and just kind of stretch that out so we get rid of those. All right, now we'll put that on screen, and that's giving me a nice rain effect. We'll take the opacity down on that quite a bit, just so that we get these subtle hints. Now, I don't really want it all down here. I kind of primarily want it in the sky area. So I'm going to add a mask, use my gradient tool with a linear gradient that goes from black to transparent, and then just get rid of it down here, like that. Okay, so now we're getting that nice rain effect. I'm pretty happy with all the effects. So now what I want to do is I want to add a color grade to the whole thing. So let's see if this layer, if we need this layer anymore. I don't think so, but I'm going to keep it just in case, but we'll get rid of this one. Okay, so let's go to the very top of our layer stack. We're going to add a gradient map, and I want this gradient to go from a nice blue color, so something like in this color range here. And then for this side, I want a warm yellow color, so something like that. And then I'm going to take this and put it on soft light. And you can see how that's color grading the entire image there. Pretty happy with what that's doing. So next I'm going to add a curves layer, and we're just going to accentuate this even more. We're going to go to our blue, bring up the bottom a bit, and bring down the top quite a bit. What that's going to do is it's going to bring yellows into our highlights. And then in our reds, we're just going to bring up the top here to get more warm. And I want a little more cyan in the dark, so I'll pull the bottom of it down. So something like that. And then in our RGB curve, I'm just going to bring up the middle a bit, but keep the bottom kind of where it is. So kind of like that. If you want to look at this curve, you can just kind of copy it. All right, next, because we did this curve, we've gotten rid of all of our white. So if we zoom in close here, you can see that that white has turned into a yellow. And that looks good color-wise, but the problem is I do want those whites to be white. So to fix that, I'm going to take this background, make a copy of it, bring it all the way to the very top, and use another curve layer, Command M, and just, you see this in the histogram, you see all these darks here. I don't want any of them. So I'm just going to bring this to right there. So I just have the highlight half of this image. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to put this on screen. And there you can see that's basically what that layer is doing, is it's restoring our whites. So if I turn that on and off, you can see what it's doing to our whites in that image. So pretty happy with all that. The one last final thing I might just do is add a sharpness layer on the top before I post this on social media. To do that, I'm going to make a a new layer at the top. We'll call this sharpness, and I'm going to do Shift Option Command E to copy everything into that one layer. As you can see, I now have a layer with our flattened image. I'm going to go to Filter, Other, High Pass, and let's change this down to 3 pixels. And we're going to put this on pin light or linear light. And as you can see, that's just adding a nice little sharpness to our image there. And one other thing I might want to do here is on my man layer, I want some of the highlight to be encroaching on him, you know, especially that little light there and so forth, but I don't want to change this mask. So to kind of create a double mask, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just this layer in a group like that with Command G, and then add a mask to the group. So now I have 2 masks both affecting this layer. And I'm just going to zoom in here, and with a soft brush and using black, I'm just going to paint in where I want this light to be encroaching on him a little bit. And there you go. I'm pretty happy with that. And there you can see before and after. So there you have it. That's how you add atmosphere in Photoshop. Obviously in this tutorial, I've used my Photoshop atmosphere brushes and overlays, which I've included a link to in the description of this video if you want to purchase it. Otherwise, I'm sure you can find similar brushes on the net that you can use. If you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And here's some other videos that you can check out in the meantime. Stay safe. Happy Photoshopping.